Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Elise's Eats, and today I'm going to show you how to make adorable little pumpkin bread rolls because unfortunately I don't have time to cook proper Thanksgiving food this time, but I thought these would be adorable either way, so that's what we're doing. So yes, let's do it. So these are the ingredients you're going to need to get started. 2.5 cups of plain flour for the dough. You are going to need a little bit extra to get the right consistency and also to roll out the dough. 2.5 teaspoons of olive oil or a non-flavored oil such as canola oil. 1.5 teaspoons of dry active yeast. 1 tablespoon of maple syrup, or you can also use honey or sugar syrup. 2/3 cup of warm water. This is just so that it can help activate the yeast quicker. 1.5 or 2 teaspoons of salt. That depends on how you like your bread rolls. Do not skip out on at least 1.5 teaspoons of this because it really helps give the bread its flavor. 1/2 cup of pureed butternut pumpkin, and then some pumpkin seeds for decoration. Okay, whenever I cook with pumpkin, I always use butternut pumpkin, which is delicious. It has the best flavor, but I have been notified by quite a few of you, and specifically Cater for cats, I'm just gonna call you Cat because that's a mouthful, that this is also known as butternut squash in America, and apparently it's a lot better than pumpkin. I can vouch for that, but I've never heard that difference. We call all pumpkin pumpkin. But yes, this is what we're going to be using, butternut squash pumpkin thing, but I'm also going to be using Fahrenheit and Celsius, so hopefully I remember to do that, because in America you guys use Fahrenheit. I don't understand it, but we'll use it. I'll say it for you. In Australia, we don't really have pureed pumpkin available in cans or anything, so I just take some fresh butternut pumpkin. For this amount minimum, you're going to need about 250 or 300 grams of butternut pumpkin, then put about a teaspoon of oil, salt and pepper or whatever you like, and roast it in an oven at 180 degrees Celsius or 355 degrees Fahrenheit for between 25 to 35 minutes until it's all nice and soft. Once it's all cooked, we puree it and then it's done. Okay, so I'm going to be using a stand mixer for this. Of course you can also knead your dough by hand, but it's just going to take a little bit longer. And so what I'm going to do is put my warm water, my maple syrup and yeast into our mixing bowl and let that sit for about 5 minutes so that the yeast can activate.
Wow, well, that's so interesting.
It's like very technical of pouring water. Okay, and then just give it a little quick stir so that all the yeast is mixed with the maple syrup and water. And then we're just going to leave that for about 5 minutes. So it's been about 6 or 7 minutes, and as you can see it's gone all nice and foamy. And what we're going to do now is add our pumpkin puree and mix it all together. Blip. Here. Then we're going to add our oil and salt. And gradually add our flour, mixing in between each add. Oh, it's still a little bit sticky. Okay, so now that our dough is done, what we're going to do is put it on our worktop or bench surface with some flour, and then we're going to knead it for a couple of minutes, and then we're going to leave it to rise. So you should be able to hold the dough and it not stick to your hands at this point. If you aren't using a stand mixer like I just used and you're just kneading the dough by itself, this is how you do it. So basically you just get your hand, put it in the middle, press outward until it stretches, then you fold it back in on itself, turn it a quarter turn, and then repeat. You just keep doing that. And if it gets sticky, just add a bit more flour, but if it's not sticky, then it's perfect. So my dough is all kneaded. Look at it, it's so cute. Good dough. And now what we're going to do is put a little bit, yes, soft. So what we're going to do is put about a teaspoon of olive oil into a large bowl, and then just with some kitchen paper, just going to grease up the sides. This is just to stop the dough from sticking to the bowl when it rises. Then we're just going to put our dough up, and we're just going to cover it in glad wrap. We're going to let this sit for about 2 hours to let the dough just come together, bubble up and double in size, and that's what's going to give it its amazing airy texture. And yes, so we're just going to leave this in a relatively warm room. If you put it in a cold room, it might take longer to expand and double, but that's what we all do if I drop that.
Oh my god, that would have been terrible.
Okay, so our dough has now roughly doubled in size. It's been about 2 hours and 15 minutes for us, but 2 hours is fine. And what we're going to do is lightly flour our work surface, and then we're going to knead it to get all the air bubbles out, and then we're going to divide it into 8 equal pieces. Then just top it with a little bit extra flour. This is just to prevent your hands from sticking to the dough. At this point, the dough is nice and soft, but it doesn't stick to my hands. So when we were kneading the dough initially, the gluten can sometimes seize up and make the dough become very hard. So once we've made our little bread rolls, we're going to let them sit again to allow the gluten to relax. So once your dough is all together and it's in a cute little round shape like mine, we're going to cut it into 8 equal parts. So, if you want to be really precise, you can weigh it out, but homemade things are supposed to be a little bit special, so. And that, and it. So now what we're going to do, that we've divided it into 8 equal parts, we're just going to get one of these, roll it into a nice looking bowl. Again, don't worry if it's not exactly a bowl, because life is life and nothing is perfect. Use 4 pieces of string, and I'm going to show you how to set it up. It looks a little bit like a spider web. So we're going to tie each of the 4 strings up to make indents in the bread roll to make it look like a little pumpkin.
Do you want to say like how long?
I have no idea how long. As long as it can go over your bread roll and tie a couple of knots. Okay, I'll measure it. I'm probably using 40 centimeters, 35 centimeters. I don't know what that is in inches. 30 divided by 2.54, about 15 inches.
Excellent.
That was a very big guess. So make sure that there's some flour under your string, otherwise the dough may stick to it. And we're going to make little crosses. Guess where the dough's gonna go?
Over here?
No.
Over there?
No.
Over there?
No. In me, yes, later. But
is it there?
Oh yeah!
Ding, 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 ding.
You did it, sweetie.
Oh yeah!
You did it, baby. Right in the middle. And now what you want to do with this, you don't want to have it so tight that it actually makes an indent now, because we're going to proof them later. I'll explain what that means. But you want it to have a little bit of leeway. So you want it to be a little bit loose like that. So we're going to do that, and then do another knot, like so, and chop off the excess. Like, look, isn't it cute? So it can still move a little bit, and then just repeat with the remaining string. Now with this, you don't want to pick it up by your hands because you can actually deform it. You're just going to get a little spatula and go bloop, underneath. So we're going to put it on a baking tray. Now we're going to leave enough room so that they can grow a little bit, and we're going to fit all 8 onto one baking tray. Okay, so now what we're going to do is put a cloth over our little adorable baby pumpkins and let them proof for half an hour. This is basically just allowing the gluten to rest, allow it to become a bit more fluffy and airy, and you should see that it should start to grow a little bit, and the twine or the string will start making little indents and make little piping hot pumpkin out.
Oh, they look beautiful.
Okay, now that our little pumpkins have proved themselves in the world. Ugh. Okay, that was bad, I'm sorry. We're going to put them in an oven at 180 degrees Celsius in a fan-forced oven. I'm pretty sure that's 355 degrees Fahrenheit. Hopefully, I'm sorry, cat, I think that's right. And we're going to put them in for about 15 to 20 minutes until they're nice and golden brown, and then they're all nice and cooked and fluffy. Bye.
Bye.
Hello, pumpkins.
Hello, pumpkin.
I like him and her and him and her and all of them. I like all of them, but they're very hot. Okay, now that our little pumpkins have finished baking, what we're going to do is let them cool completely for about 5 to 10 minutes. You can put them on a wire cooling rack as well to let them cool faster. Once they're fully cooled down, we're going to cut all the strings off and then finish decorating them. Grab 2 or 3 pumpkin seeds and we're just going to put them in the center of our little bread rolls to mimic the stem of a pumpkin. And then just repeat with the remaining pumpkins. Okay guys, so that's how you make my little pumpkin bread rolls. I think they're really cute. I saw them at a party once and I thought they were really adorable. And they're perfect as a little side for Thanksgiving or anything to do with pumpkins, or you could even make them into flowers, but I'm really excited. I really want to try them. And Flavia's been like making strange noises because she wants to eat it, so I think we should let her eat it too. Alright, so let's do this. Wait, no, let's eat. Look at that fluffy. Fluffy, fluffy, fluffy. Do you want to share one?
These,
Or?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, these have been, they smell so good when they were in the oven. I could not deal.
Like, and like when you tear into it, you can see little specks of pumpkin.
Oh,
So
it smells
excited.
beautiful. I'm gonna put some butter on mine.
Cheers.
Oh, sorry. Too eager.
Oh, that's true. And see, the thing is, you don't want to skimp on the salt in this. We used about 1.5 teaspoons. You could even go for 2. It really just depends, but I love it because they're so squishy and airy and fluffy. You really want to let that dough rise for a good 2 hours because all of the result is just amazing.
Yeah, so soft on the inside. It's just beautiful.
But yes, these are really adorable. I hope you try to make them. They're really fun, and even little chickens can make them too. Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. And if you want us to make any other food or recipes from anime, manga, TV shows, movies, games, let us know. Comment in the section below. Message us on social media. Talk to our faces. We're pretty friendly, so if you want to. But yeah, so see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.